Welcome back to another preview. Montreal Bleu Blanc Rouge. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to another preview game for the Montreal Canadiens. Today, they play again the number one in the North Division and the standing. We talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Montreal are in Toronto tonight at 7:30. Will be interesting to see how they're going to play against them. We have a couple of breaking news around the Montreal Canadiens on the injury situation, a signature of one players, and all the different news we have for you today for the preview of the game for l'équipe des Bleu Blanc Rouge. So let's start right away with what we like to do at the beginning is the series this season between both teams. So far, Montreal is 1-2-1. The Toronto are 3-1-0. The goals for Toronto is 15. Goal for the Montreal is 11. Shot advantage Montreal 125 versus 107. The power play. A very great power play. Toronto 5 and 11 attempts, and Montreal 2 and 6. The minute penalty, both of them are at 33 at that moment. So the next is about the Leafs Canadiens. The record right now, Toronto is sit number one in the standing at 26-10-3. Montreal are number 4 at 17-9-9. Home, Toronto is 12-6-2. Montreal 8-6-2. Away, Montreal 9-3-7. Toronto have a great record away from home at 14-4-1. The last 10 game, the Leafs are 7-2-1. Montreal is 5-3-2. And head-to-head, since they are in the NHL, they play already 751 game between them during the regulation. And so far, Toronto is 303 victory, 343 loss, 88 tie, and 17 win, and 17 shootout or OT. For Montreal, 360 win, 291 loss, 88, of course, tie, and 12. So let's move on to the next thing for you guys is about the Montreal Canadiens, the last 10 game. They are 5-3-2. Like I said, the goals for 36, goal again 26. The power play started a little bit struggle right now. They are 4 and 26, below of 20%. And the PK, it's starting to be also struggle a little bit. They have to get better, to be honest with you right now, because they are not very good on PK the last couple of games for sure. The lineup for the Maple Leafs, the first line is going to be Matthews with Miner and Hyman. We expect Tavares, Nylander, and Kyle Chinook, ex-Montreal Canadien, and Engvall with Simons and Mikheyev. Finally, Kerfoot, Spezza, and Thornton. The defenseman will be Riley with Brody, Mazen, Ole, and the third pair is Dermott and Mokosian. And finally, we expect Campbell between the pipe tonight, and the backup is Hutchinson. For the Montreal Canadiens, we have Tatar, Dano, and Kokanemi. We're going to tell you what's going on with Gallagher in a few minutes. Drouin, Stahl, and Toffoli. We have Perry, Suzuki, and Anderson together. Finally, Paul Byron with Jake Evans and Arturi Lekonen. Finally, the defensemen, no change over there. Weber, Amundsen, Petri, Kolak, Mete, Romanov. Finally, Jake Allen returned between the pipes. He's going to get the nod for tonight. And the goaltender backup is Caden Primo. Again, we're going to give you what's going on with Carey Price in the next couple of minutes. Let's move on for the by numbers. We like to do that. So far, the series, honestly, it's 1-3. But it's a 3-1 for Toronto. I apologize for the mistake. We already know they are 26-10-3. They are number one in the North Division. They won the last 4 games. Montreal is 17-9-9, fourth, and they won the last game. Allen should be against Campbell tonight. The power play for Toronto is 9, In NHL, their PK is 20. Their goals for is number 4. That's pretty good. And their goal again is number 7 in NHL at 2.51. Another great stat for them, honestly. And their face-off is their number 7, 51.6. You can see the number for them is really strong. And that's the reason they are number 1 in NHL. For the Montreal team, the special team is 14 on power play, 25th and PK. The goals for 3.23, 9 in NHL, 2.66, 11 also in NHL. Finally, the face-off is 48.8% at 23 in the NHL. The goals, the goal, and we apologize, we forgot the picture of Austin Matthews with 27. Toffoli is at 19. Toffoli also at 29 points. And Mitch Marner have already 47 point and 39 game. It's unbelievable the season he got. Also sit beside Austin Matthews. TOI 22.51 for Shea Weber. And we have 23.52 for Morgan Riley. And Carey Price have 12 win. And for the Toronto, their goaltender, Frederick Anderson, right now is on the injury list. He have 13 W's so far since the beginning of the season. We'll see what happens with him. Some people see he's going to be returned before the end of the season, so something you have to follow if you are a Maple Leaf fans. The shopping up, what you need to know. You already know what's going on at the beginning. The number 1, right? The series for the Montreal are 1-2-1. We expect Allen versus Campbell tonight. The last 5 games for the Montreal Canadiens, 4-1-0, goals for 19, goals again 13. Their power play is 2-15. They struggle on power play and also struggle on PK. That's a special team we need to get better. And that's proved, the number prove right now. They have to be sure against Toronto. They cannot play that way because they're going to be burned for sure. Allen, since the beginning of the year, is 5-3-4, 2.23, and a save percentage on 9-2-2. Have an amazing, great stat for Allen, to be honest with you. The last 5 games, Dano have 6 points. Josh Anderson have 3 goals. Shea Weber, 5 assists. And Philip Dano have 7+7. What you need to know to at least to neutralize the Toronto Maple Leafs, you have a better chance to win, is to be sure you have a perfect coverage and defensive zone. So there's a lot of communication between switching from a swamp to a 2-1-2 or a man-to-man. A lot of awareness to know where are you player you cover and to where you have to go, and to be sure your stick is really at the right position to maybe it tips the puck over the net, all right, or block the shot. That'll be something the Montreal have to be careful in the defensive side. Keep moving your feet. So my point again is to not wait. You have to move your feet constantly against them. Stick close to them, so cover them very close. Keep control your gap against them. Don't give space to Marner and Nylander. They are very fast. I can put also Mikheyev over there for the Toronto. And finally, of course, you have to watch Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and John Tavares. We can go with Morgan Riley. We can go with other players in this lineup. They are a great hockey player for them. The quote of the day is coming for the Philip Dano, number 24. It's an important game tonight. We want to make the most of this game to see where we are. And I think that's a great statement for Philip Dano to compare this team. They still have to play 6 games against them since the rest of the season. So they have to figure out where they're at, how they can compete against them. Possible they meet them at the first round. So it's something that Montreal have to learn. And every game right now is about learning to get better and to close the gap between where they're at right now and where they're going to be at the end of the season to play the first round against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I want to bring you a couple of news. There's a breaking news happening a couple of minutes ago. The Canadiens have placed Brendan Gallagher on the long-term injury reserve. He expects to miss at least 6 weeks. This is a really, really, really bad news for Montreal Canadiens. He's maybe one of the top best 5 players in NHL on the even strength, 5 versus 5. He is the best player for Montreal, best, position wise, all the stat about 5 versus 5. Gallagher, he is the best for Montreal Canadiens. So it's something you have to follow up. Be sure he's maybe be ready for the beginning of the playoff, but it's a really bad situation for Montreal. I'm pretty sure you're going to miss Brendan Gallagher and see what happened with Kokanemi can take the right wing with them right now. Another injury we're talking about is Carey Price. He's not on the trip right now with the Montreal and Toronto. They recall Caden Primo. My point to you about that situation is a daily situation. He's on a treatment. I think he's not going to be long for him, maybe a couple of days. If they have to go back to back with Jake Allen, could happen. But I don't expect Carey Price to be out at least max 1 week. It's just to, it's like a change your oil or your car. He needs just to, take recovery and be ready. It's not necessary if he's not already not in the game tonight to be sit on the bench. You better to stay home. So for me, it's more about the precaution with Carey Price. And finally, great news for the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, Jan Misak, second-round pick in 2020 NHL draft, signed has a great term of 3 years entry-level contract. He's already with the Laval Rocket. Is on the so that's a great addition for the Montreal Canadiens to get him on the contract. So very excited to see him one day in the Montreal Canadiens. Let's move on to the next news. The player profile of the day. It's Philippe Danault, number 24, and 35 game. He have 3 goals, 16 assists, 19 points, plus minus 18. He is on fire the last couple of games. Honestly, have 6 points the last 5 games. He contribute right now on an offensive side, and also he played very well on the defensive side. So, I think Philippe right now play the level he should play, and he really back what he played the last couple of years. He have a really difficult first, maybe like 28 game this season, but right now he's on fire for the Montreal Canadiens. Talking about him, he's a center. He was born at February 25th in 1993 from Victoriaville, Quebec, in Canada. He was a first-round pick, 26 overall, and a 2011 by the Blackhawks, Chicago. He was traded with Philippe Danault. They got also Montreal a second-round pick, and they sent back to Chicago Fleshman and Dale Weiss. I consider him one of the best two-way player in NHL. He's not like Patrice Bergeron, but we can consider him a little bit the same way like Patrice Bergeron does for the Boston Bruins, with less offensive. But Philippe Danault does a lot of things during the game. We talk about the details, and not many people see that, right? And he accomplished a big role inside the Montreal Canadiens. During his career right now, he played 374 games. He has 53 goals, 141 assists for 194 points. He has like 6 points for the milestone of 200 points. He's a plus 53 and also play 16 minutes, 31 seconds per game. This is a bad news, and I want to share with you because he's an ex-Montreal Canadien. I really always like this guy. It's Alexis Emelin. We know he was straight to Nashville. He played, a couple of years in Nashville. Then he went back home to play in the KHL. He was a captain for the Avangard Omsk. And unfortunately, I think it was like this weekend on Monday, but it's happening for him. He's right now scheduled to undergo a liver transplant after being diagnosed with an acute liver failure Tuesday, per Russian Sport Express. Eminem has been transferred to the Skifosovsky Research Institute in Moscow, where he is in a stable condition and intensive care. We wish him the best. Prayer for him. Honestly, this make us a perspective. Hockey is just a sport. You have a life behind hockey. You have family, you have friends, you're a human being. and health is very important. So we wish the best for Alexis Emelin. Speed recovery, and hopefully he'll be fine. And finally, the last one I want to talk about is the next game for the Montreal Canadiens. It's right away, tomorrow night. We are back here at 7 o'clock. Montreal back home. Again, the Winnipeg Jets are going to be a back-to-back game. They play Thursday and Saturday in Montreal. And hopefully Montreal can, for the next 3 games, that'd be amazing. They get 2 and 3, or at least play for 500. It's 2 difficult, strong team, Winnipeg and Toronto, and I'm anxious to see how Montreal they're going to play again without Carey Price and Brendan Gallagher tonight, and see they can compete with a both team, the two best team with Edmonton and the North Division. My friend, this concludes another great show of the preview Montreal Canadiens. We have a lot today, and we keep up with us. Don't forget, we have live stream tonight, 7:30 p.m. for the game Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just jump on the YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel under Hockey Nation Live Show. It's where you're going to get all the information, every update, not only about Montreal Canadiens also, but everything around the league and NHL. We bring so much every day on this channel. And you can also follow us on Facebook page under Hockey Nation Live Show. And we have a daily show every day, Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock with my co-host, Michael Develano. And like you know already what's happening right now, you have Hockey Montreal fans. Of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing rest of the day. Look forward to see you tonight for another game of Montreal. Bonne journée, mes amis. On se revoit ce soir pour voir jouer les Bleus, Blancs, Rouges.